I just want to do God's will.
The kind of revolution that the world needs is a Christian revolution.
If you want a miracle, you've got to expect it to happen.
You are the recipients of God's grace and God's blessings, and you rejoice in that reality.
Welcome to Life Today Live. I'm Randy Robinson. It's Movie Friday. There is a film coming out in theaters 1 week from today, so May 23rd, that is very exciting. And it's written, directed, and acted by a gentleman who has just a stellar list of accomplishments on film. And I actually saw him on a series on Netflix or Paramount. I think it's Paramount Plus recently. But this is an exciting one. So I want to let you take a look at the trailer for a film and just put it on your calendars. The movie is called The Last Rodeo.
Dad, I don't want him riding bullets. Please don't encourage him.
Let's go! I'm here with Billy Hamilton, champion of the PBR.
He's good.
Not as good as you.
Not as good as I was.
We are the dreams of our father.
You nearly killed yourself riding bulls, and you wonder why I don't want my son following in your footsteps. All right, Cody. All right, bud.
The souls of our sons.
It's just a concussion, right?
He has a brain tumor.
Your insurance will only cover roughly 40%. Are you going to be able to pay the difference? It could be $250,000.
I can't afford it. I have no money. There's no way.
The path to tomorrow. The change that has begun. Oh, God.
That's not bad for an old fart. Why am I here?
PBR Legends Championship is this weekend. $1 million for first place.
Have you lost your mind? You will not get on that bull.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, very.
The legend shows up.
Can the legend, Joe Wainwright, keep up with our current champions?
He could die out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PBR Legends Championship.
Do you remember the last time you rode? I had to clean you, bathe you, walk you.
This could be Joe Wainwright's last ride.
Here we go!
Fearless. Bound to overcome.
Actor Neal McDonough joins us today to discuss The Last Rodeo, and you're going to get a little insight into this from someone who you'll recognize from tons of films, but he also has a special role in this, and so we'll get into that. Neal, great to have you back on Life Today Live.
Thanks, Randy. Nice to be back.
So from your standpoint, this is more than just another acting job. What is your interest in this story and what drew you into so many roles, frankly?
Well, Randy, I've been blessed to have a pretty fantastic career. For the last 20 years, I've been the villain du jour because, as everyone knows, I won't do intimate scenes. So I had to do something to provide for my 5 kids and my amazing wife. So that was our path. And then several years ago, we made a decision that we're going to start producing our films, and those films are going to give glory to him. It was really simple. And we started with a small little film. Well, the first one was called Greater. And Greater just did really great numbers, and it was such a wonderful film. It just made me feel like I was doing the right thing. And then we did a bunch of other little films, and one of them, 3 of them with Angel Studios, which is who Last Rodeo is with, a film called The Shift, which is a great, great film that I was very, very proud of that Reve and I helped produce. Granted, I play a very dark character in that, but it was something
and
that
played
I was,
it well again, of course.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My dad said when you go to Hollywood, if they give you $1, give them $2 worth of effort. So I kind of pride myself on being so prepared and never wanting to let an audience down. And I think we did that certainly in The Shift. And then we did another film right after that called Homestead, a little $5 million film that made $23 million in the box office. That's pretty substantial.
That's great.
And I finally got to play a kind of heroic guy in a film. But Randy, this is the first time, this poster right here, this is the first time Neal McDonough has played the hero in the film and kisses the girl in the end.
Oh.
And, I always wanted to be John Wayne. The Cowboys is my favorite film as a kid. Those are the types of films that I always wanted to do, but because of certain things that I won't do, I couldn't. But now that we get to produce our own films and Angel Studios has faith in what Reve and I do, here I am. I get to write this film about faith and about family. I get to kiss the girl in the end. The girl I get to kiss in the end is my real-life wife, Reve. Said, honey, you're producing this film with me. I need to kiss the girl in the end of this film. And I won't kiss anybody else but you, so you have to act in this one. She's like, no, I don't act. I'm like, well, you do now. And she was so great in the movie. I was so proud of her. She doesn't have to say anything. She just has to act out the situation. And to do a film that talks about the heartland of America, really about family core values and faith and bull riding. And bull riding to me, have you ever been to a PBR event?
Not a PBR, but, growing up in Texas, we had similar things around, but not a full PBR, no.
Well, the PBR event, the thing that got me so much, I was so amazed by, and I was an athlete, and I played so many sports and going to so many athletic events. Half of the audience there is always against the other half. So I don't like going to sporting events that much anymore because there's fights, there's anger, there's your team is on, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I can't bring the kids to this. Then I went to a PBR event, and Sean Gleason, the CEO of PBR, is kind of a genius. I call him P.T. Barnum. But he did it for all the right reasons. Every PBR event starts with a prayer. There we were in Manhattan in January, another PBR event. I go, how's this going to work in Manhattan? There's 18,000 New Yorkers at Madison Square Garden, and when they called time for a prayer, everyone took their hat off, everyone grabbed hands, and everyone said a prayer.
Wow.
And then throughout the event, no one's rooting against each other because everyone there wants to see that guy hit 8 seconds. No more than actually the riders themselves. The riders, if you fall, they're there to pick you up. If you get 8 seconds, they're patting you on the back and cheering you on. They want success out of everyone, and that's what real competition is. When you want your competitor to give his or her very best against you, because if you do win, you beat them on their best day. And then at the end of it, you say, you got me today, but I'll get you next time. But today, congratulations, you whooped me. That's what sport's supposed to be about, and that's what PBR is. And to do a film about PBR, and when you go see the film, you really feel like you're in a PBR event because Sean Gleason gave us all the real bulls. He also gave us all the real riders and allowed us to use their real names.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't happen in sport films. So it validates the film. You really feel like it's a PBR event. If you love bull riding, you're going to lose your mind when you see this film. But to me, the most important part of this film is family values in the heartland of America.
Okay. Because of the realness, the real feel and authenticity that it has, literally I'm watching the trailer going, was this a true story? Was any of this inspired by real events?
Yeah. This is kind of semi-autobiographical for me that, when I lost everything 13 years ago, when I wouldn't do a certain scene and they blackballed me and there wasn't a bottle of whiskey that didn't have my name on it for 2 years straight. And I just holed up and pushed everybody away and didn't want to see anybody. And then one day when I said to God, why have you forgotten all about me? I literally fell to my knees and realized I was making everything about me. And then I slowly started to find my faith again because of my wife, Reve. And if you look at the last 10 years of my career, it's been phenomenal because we made the decision to start doing films that give him glory. And it just worked. So for Joe Wainwright, when he lost his wife 15 years earlier, he went off and got drunk and broke his back, and his life has just been kind of a hermit, staying away from everything. And his grandson is kind of everything to him. And when his grandson has the same tumor that his wife died of, well, what is he going to be prepared to do? He doesn't have a choice. It's either he's going to go back. Once you win the Legends, you're invited to the legend, you can go back at any time. No one in their right mind will go back at 58 years old.
Right.
But what choice does he have? He's either going to die trying and prove to his grandson that he loved him more than anything, or he's going to win this thing and he's going to save his grandson's life. And that's what the story's about. It's what are you prepared to do to help your family? And I just love writing and acting to that motif.
Yeah. Well, you also you roped in, no pun intended, some really good talent. Specifically, you got John Avnet writing some with you, but then also directing. Or do you guys go way back?
John Avnet, I've worked with some phenomenal directors. If you look down my list,
Yeah, you have.
John Avnet is my favorite by a landslide. You know, from Boomtown to, you know, Justified. When I didn't work for 2 years, he was the one who pulled me out and said, "I need you to be the villain on the first episode of the season for Justified." And after that first take, the first day, he and Graham Yost walked up to me and said, "Your plan is to be the villain for the whole year, isn't it?" I said, "Yes, it is." And he goes, "All right, you got the job." You know, and it was John's faith in me to bring me back. And then 88 minutes, and then, you know, when I had a choice of who do you want to direct it, I said John Avnet. And boy, he took this $8.5 million film and made it look like a $50 million feature. And he knows all the tricks. He makes the bull riding look so authentic, it's crazy. And to sit there last week, you know, in Dallas for the USA Film Festival, we had Sean Gleason and his wife Candace sitting next to Reve and I was sweating bullets. Because here's the head of the PBR. If he doesn't like this film, that's going to be uncomfortable. And there's him and Candace, you know, dabbing their eyes throughout the film. I'm like, oh, I think they like it. I think they like this. And he's cheering things on. And at the end of the film, Sean Gleason walked up to me and said, "This is my favorite film of all time." It was like, you know, I'm so proud of this film that I got to write it with my partner, Derek Presley, who's from the Fort Worth area. That, you know, John Avnet came on board and helped sculpt it the way that he does. To have Michael T. Williamson and Christopher McDonough, two of my best friends in Hollywood, be my buddies in the film, and to get to kiss the girl in the end, which I've never done in a movie before, and that woman's my wife, Reve. Come on, yeah, and if you love films like this, guys, like you went up for Homestead, that $5 million film, you guys supported it. You guys went to the theaters and we raised $23 million on that film. If you love these types of films that are about the heartland of America, that are about fractured families and how you can build them back up together through faith, and if you love bull riding and what America's great and what makes America great, go out to the theater with everyone. Support this film, buy tickets, join the Angel Guild, do whatever it takes to tell Hollywood, all right, enough of this dark stuff. Let's make more movies that are about the heartland of America. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there is some dark stuff, at least they know who to call to play the villain.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, now, then I won't have to do it anymore because I get to do more movies like this. I hope this movie does really well in the box office, so I don't have to play any dark guys anymore. Trust me, Randy. I don't want to go back. Please.
You're so good at it, though. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So Friday, May 23rd, again, in theaters. You go to angel.com. You can see the trailer. You can get your tickets. You know where to get movie tickets. Go see it in the theaters, people. This is how we get more of these made. This is how we support people like Neal McDonough and all the great creative elements that are coming together. And I got to say, and I just want to hear it in your words because I just know it's true, but I love when the message, you know, a positive message comes into a film, but yet the quality is excellent as well. To me, excellence in all of your work, just I mean, I think it's biblical, but especially when you're talking the arts, you know, that it's that great work of art that inspires the message behind the work. How critical is that for you?
It's kind of everything. Yeah. You know, we've gotten to the point now where, you know, the origins of the faith-based films were kind of smaller. They were very kind of sweet and kind of just spoke to the Christian audience. Mm-hmm. What Reve and I do at the McDonough Company, what our game plan is we just want to make great movies. We want to make great movies that have a faith message to it, like a backdrop, almost subliminal, so that it doesn't offend anyone, but it has an approach that will speak to Christians, Jews, Muslims, agnostics, Buddhists, Taoists, whatever. Yeah. So at the end of the film, you think, wow, that was an awesome movie. But you know what? I could be a little bit better husband. I could be a bit better son. I could be a bit better daughter. I could be a better coworker. I could be a better whatever. So it's not so preachy in your face. It's subliminal. And there's Joe Wainwright for 3/4 of the film saying, "You're God, you're God." He forgot about me because look at all the hard things I've gone through, like my personal life. And then when I got to the other side and realized that I was making all that stuff about me and not seeing the amazing life that was given me, my wife, my kids, my beautiful things that I have in my life, and that love that I have, I was making it about stuff. And when the stuff got taken away, it made me realize that there's so much more importance to family and love and faith. And those are the films that we make, that we don't want to shove it down your throat about faith, but we certainly want you to make you realize, you know what? Maybe I could be a little bit better. I love this film. Let's go tell some more friends to go see films like this. And that's our goal. And I think that's what we really captured very, very well in The Last Rodeo.
And then how did you get away with making such a tough film? I love it, right? But I mean, I think guys are going to walk in the movie theater and hear the message because it's a bull riding movie. It's dirty. It's gritty. I mean, it's all those wonderful things, but that can be a little hard sometimes. You managed to do it.
Well, the core of the film is really a father-daughter relationship, that fractured relationship that we have ever since my wife died, and how we build that back up again. And by the end of the film, we do. How do we do it? Working hard and having faith. It's really simple. So the bull riding, it's a major component of the film, and it's pure eye candy. If you love bull riding, you're going to lose your mind when you see this film. I mean, it's just, every time I see it, I'm like, I start to sweat. I'm like, come on, you can do it. Wait a minute, it's not real. Yes, it is real. And I got the snot kicked out of me doing it, and it was, I loved every part of this film. I love Buddy Joe Hooker, who is the stunt coordinator, who's been the greatest stunt coordinator for the last 50 years. Kyle Sherwood, who helped me with riding and all the stuff that we had to do. But again, it's really the family core values that speak universally. We all have problems with our families. We all have ups and downs. We all have these things that happen. How do you get through it? And it's really that hard work and faith. And that's really what America's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
My parents came over from Ireland, and they worked hard. And my dad walked straight into the Army office right off the boat and said, "Make me an American." They said, "Sure, we'll send you overseas for 5 years." And he came back. And he became the most proud American you could ever meet. And he instilled those values into his kids. And now we're instilling that into our kids, that America is the greatest country ever devised. You can't even have an argument to that. It really is. But we have to work hard through faith and hard work to make sure that it stays this way for generations to come.
Yeah. I love that you're on message. Where did your McDonoughs come from? My great-grandma was a McDonough. I think she was from County Clare.
My dad is from Clifton, from Connemara, and my mom is from Clonmel and Tipperary.
Tipperary, okay. I love that connection. All right, you could do an Irish movie. I'd go see that too.
That's the next one. We're working on that next.
Are you legit? Really?
Yeah, we're Irish citizens, or about to be. My brother's like, "Why haven't you become an Irish citizen yet?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then someone told me a couple months ago, my cousin back home, Liam Monahan, he was like, the tax incentives that you have if you shoot over in Ireland, they're massive. And then I started talking to the Irish Film Board last year. And so we should have our Irish passports, the whole family, within the next month or so. But the next project we really want to do, one of the next projects actually, is to shoot over there in Ireland, do a great film about Ireland.
We should do a DNA.
Western in Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Well, we should do a DNA test. My biological father's a Monahan. So.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
No,
we're related somewhere, Randy. Come on.
Legit, probably. So,
yeah.
And I've done a lot of genealogical research over there. Nobody cares about that. We're here to talk about The Last Rodeo. Theaters, again, next Friday. Go make plans. Take your friends, especially take that guy that won't listen to you. If it's a son or a husband that you're like, let's go to church. And he's like, I ain't going to church. You go, let's go to a movie. Take him to The Last Rodeo. Right?
Exactly.
Right. Ambush him a little bit. That's okay.
But the people I think that are going to love this the most, and I'm betting on this right now, it's that 40-year-old mom who has had a problem with their daughters, or they see problems with the fathers in their daughters, and how they get through it. I think it's going to speak to moms more than anybody else. And you think, really? It's a bull riding? It's not a bull riding film. Yeah. It's a bull riding backdrop, but it's really a fractured family thing. And who takes it personally more than a mom when there's a fracture in a family?
Yeah, man. All right. I love it. I love what you're doing. And I love the respect that you're showing to guys like me that get the word out about films like this. Thank you for your time. Is there anything we missed? Anything you want to add before we let you go?
No, that's it. Go support films like this, and it will speak volumes to Hollywood. Let's make more films about the heartland of America and what makes America so great.
I love it. All right. There's Neal McDonough, actor, writer, producer, and as you can tell, all around good guy. And he's an Irishman, so he's got that going for him as well. Next Friday, May 23rd, in theaters, The Last Rodeo, angel.com if you want to see the trailer and get some ticket information. Appreciate you guys being here. Hit the share button. Let other people know. And subscribe here at Life Today TV, wherever you're watching. And I'll bring you more. Do my more. Next Neal McDonough film, we'll bring him back to you. See you guys next time.
Believe on the God who for Christ's sake justifies the ungodly.